Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Amanda and I love crafting, shopping, decor and makeovers. Thanks for tuning in. I'm revisiting a previous craft again this week in an effort to bring it to people before Easter rather than after, which is when I originally released these. Super cute little bunny card. All you need is some bits of felt. And if you haven't got felt, bits of paper, tissue paper, crepe paper, or material cut up. It really is just kind of whatever you've got, really. That pink thing there was just a little piece off a card, I think a birthday card or something. I just cut it into a square and then some tracing paper and I just folded it and put it over the top. But you could use sweet wrappers, all sorts, really. I'm very much a fan of using what you've got lying around. As I do a lot of crafting, I do have a lot of sequins, but those, sheets of sequins there are very cheaply bought. You can get a whole sort of huge load there for £1, a sheet. So, it's not an expensive craft idea. As you can see there, I put the bunny's eyes on and I didn't have any black sequins, but I easily fixed that by just using a Sharpie pen to make them black, so... again, just adapt and use what you've got, and then just a bit of black thread, just threading it through to make the whiskers. And it's just so simple, but I do feel like it looks really classy, looks, carefully made. I was very impressed with how this turned out and how easy it was to do. So that's the bunny's face. Again, I just cut a piece of felt into a circle and then attached the sequins, stuck them on and sewed on the whiskers, and then I just cut some ears out of felt. And again, I didn't have big pieces of felt, it was just little bits that I got left lying around. And then I had some green felt and I just used 2 different colours to create a nice little sort of bushy type area for the bunny to hide in. And I just glued that on with my multi-purpose glue. And then put the base on the bottom, so it's like a pot, perhaps growing a nice fern in it, and then the bunny's just in there, probably snacking on the greenery, as bunnies do like to do, or he could be looking for his Easter eggs. But it's just easy, and again, the cards, I just have a whole stock of cards, because I do like to make cards, but again, you could just get a piece of card and fold it in half. So like with a lot of the things that I make, using slightly different equipment, you could get a completely different look. And I have gone with sequins on the ears as well, because that just gives a little bit of a high-end appeal. And as I said, just really, really good-looking card, minimal effort, and I think it does look fantastic. In fact, watching this video again has inspired me to maybe even make a few more this year. And then this stencil I used last week, if you watched on the crafting, and I made a chopping board and used this, and then I just used this stencil with some felt tips here just to spell out the Happy Easter and to make the flowers. Obviously I could freehand draw them, but it is nice when you've got a stencil to use it, and it was only £1, the stencil, so it's super cute, and it just makes the inside of the card look a little bit more professional, because sometimes when you just write it yourself, it's obvious that you've written it, whereas when you use a stencil it does look a little bit more sophisticated. So that was the first card idea, and as I said, very impressed with how it all turned out. I'm just showing you here, step by step, all the little bits used to make them. I think I made a couple of these cards, and both were very similar to each other. But you can, completely change them. Use different coloured felt to get different coloured bunnies, and, different coloured cards have different coloured pots, so you could have a whole set of these cards all looking slightly different, and that's super duper. Next card idea is another bunny, but with just slightly different sort of style. He's facing, so it's the back of him instead of the front. Still using the sequins, but definitely a different look. So I'm using these pastel cards here, the double-sided, got all sorts of different colours for the bunnies, and then I'm using a lid and a tape to make the head and the body. I'm just trying out different ideas there to decide what colour to do the bunny. and then I'm doing a pom-pom for the bunny's tail using my pom-pom maker. They're so easy to use, pom-pom makers. You just put them together, get your wool, and just start wrapping it round. So you just wrap around as much or as little as you want, depending on how thick and fluffy you want your pom-pom. And then when you've done the one side, you just move your wool round to the other side and just do the same there. And then when it's all wrapped round, you click it together, and then you cut round the inside. And it's just easier. I mean, you can wrap around a piece of cardboard, but this just means that you don't accidentally make any mistakes. And then you just use a piece of wool to tie it all together so it doesn't come apart. And then you unclip it, and then you just sort of fluff it up and trim it until you are happy with it. And you can get these pom-pom makers in different sizes, and they're very inexpensive. You can get from Poundland, Range, Works, Hobbycraft, and they're only a couple of pounds. So I definitely would recommend a pom-pom maker. And you can make Easter chicks and sheep and all sorts of things with your pom-poms, or just make some pom-poms to stick onto presents. So it's quite a handy little tool. And then it just adds that cute 3D element to the card, I feel, by adding the pom-pom onto the bunny's tail. Just trying out here some different ear shapes. And I think as I've done one bunny with the ear down, I'm going to do another bunny with 2 ears up. And I do like to make each card different. I do think it's important when you're making cards for people that every card is unique. And then I'm using some more sequins. I say I just buy a sheet of those sequins, £1 a sheet. So there's plenty there to use up. And I'm just using the small ones and then filling in the ears. And again, it just makes the card look very high end and nice and bright and eye catching. And you can see for the lettering, again, you buy those in sheets for £1. But because obviously using up letters, you end up with a lot missing. So I thought if I use all of them, I should have enough letters there somewhere. And I think the multicolour look is quite striking there on the Easter. So that's one way of using up old stickers. So there we are, just showing the whole card from start to finish there, filling it in. Again, it's another simple one. I do think it is effective. I think it looks really good. And as I said, I don't know whether I said this already, it's making me inspired to make some more cards for Easter, even if I take these ideas and just do a new version of it, because you can use different coloured cards, different size cards. You know, the options are endless, and I am a big fan of using what I've got. So I just have a look what I've got and then use those up. So that's the second idea. I do actually have a third idea. And I moved away from bunnies because I'd done 2 sets of bunny cards. So I thought I'd have a go at a chick. So I just drew an egg shape and then cracked the egg, cut the lid off, made a little chick shape, and then put it on a piece of card, or you could put it on a stick. And then I made the chick look a bit more exciting using some washi tape and a little sequin eye. And I am a fan of washi tape. If you have seen some of my other card making ideas, I do like to use a bit of washi tape. So I thought I would cover the egg with washi tape, and then just stick it on in diagonals, and then just cut it round the edges at the end. So it's so simple to do. Again, none of these cards require any kind of, major artistic skill. You just have to have a bit of an artistic idea yourself. And again, I do love the way that each card will be different and you decorate it differently. Stick the top of the egg onto the chick's head, and then you have yourself a chick that comes out of the egg. How cute is that? And then I just printed out a little insert to make it again look professional and put Happy Easter on with my letters. And there you have another card. So I hope you found those ideas inspiring. I definitely have. And I've got lots of lovely ideas. Hopefully I will get round to making soon. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, please consider doing so. Give me a like, drop me a comment, because I do love to hear from you. So until next week, take care. Bye-bye.